and now our national dropout rate is abominable. It's enforced dumbing down. Our people do not know how to read.
Let me briefly stop you again, sir. To be clear, everything you just said is mainstream, declassified. For people that want to understand the apparatus that we're all under now, fully operating, it's been mainly focused on Native Americans, then on blacks. This is, quote, the government help, the social workers, the CPS. In your talk on television, I saw you talking about how they kidnap your children. Break that down.
Oh, yes. 1 out of every 4 Indian child born in America is fostered or adopted out to a non-Indian home or some state institution in which they, in collusion, and this is facts. There's a law firm here in Hot Springs, South Dakota, that is compiling the statistics to sue the state of South Dakota for stealing more than 25% of our children. And the state of South Dakota then, in some instances, they institutionalize them and feed them with drugs. I almost lost my granddaughter to this very same thing. And then with the drug companies, they experiment on these children they're kidnapping.
Now let me stop you, because everything you're saying is true. For listeners that just tuned in, my film Endgame just briefly covers what's happened to the Native Americans, but now this is happening everywhere. The public schools are little reservation prison camps where the smallest infraction you get in trouble, then they get you in the system. Same thing they did if you study the reservation history. We're all going into this right now. Understand, more than 25% of their children taken, 40-something years of age when they die. They are implanting them with the diseases. They've been caught doing it. Now they're doing it to everyone. This is the prison planet. This is the end game, and I want you to understand, ladies and gentlemen, that it's all accelerating and expanding. I mean, what is it like when they send the CPS to steal your children? You said they try to take your granddaughter.
Yes, they claim that the parent, they'll come in. I don't care if the family has 5 or more children, they'll come in, they'll select one out and say, well, you're not a fit mother or father, you're not a fit grandmother or grandpa, and we don't know where they go. We can't trace them. And that's why the Lakota People's Law Project in Hot Springs is now going to be gathering the evidence to bring suit against the state of South Dakota. It's abominable, and this has been going on for decades.
Well, remember 100 years ago on the East Coast in Oklahoma, they would take all the males of the tribe and cut their hair and send them to a boarding school in Connecticut or New York? I mean, back then they didn't even say you were bad parents. They just said, we're going to force integrate them. And so, again, the CPS that's taking all your children was born out of waging war on the natives. I want the listeners to understand that.
Well, very definitely, and the pedophiles of America.
Sir, very interesting that your phone had problems. I'm sure that's just a accident, Mr. Means.
I'm hoping so, but all my phones on that line went dead, so I'm on the Republic of Lakota phone line now.
Oh, I'm sure. We had that earlier today. It never happens here. It's been happening to our guests, everybody. So we have friends. I'm sure it's all an accident. In closing, I want to have you back up for a full hour when we don't have problems in the future. In a minute and a half closing, websites, how people can help you, sir.
Okay. Well, the help that we can get is not only to continue to be on the web, where RussellMeansFreedom.com and republicoflakota.com. I also have my own website that is more about my philosophy and my careers, and that is RussellMeans.com. So you got RussellMeans.com, you got RussellMeansFreedom.com. That specific one is the plebiscite, the referendum we're having.
Yes.
On the Pine Ridge Sioux Indian Reservation in November at the same time as the national election.
We're going to have you back on about that. In closing, for 25-30% of our audience that isn't on a computer, what about a phone number for folks that want to help you or donate?
That would be 605-867-1111.
Again, please.
605 867-1111.
Russell Means, we'll talk to you again in the near future. I salute you. God bless you. I am firmly behind you, right beside you. Thank you for spending time with us.
Thank you.